we are going to witness the unboxing of a John Penman hat. John Penman is a hat out in the world who is very well renowned for making, I call them adventure hats, but he makes a plethora of different hats. And we worked together on making this hat, and I would like to unbox it as sort of an unofficial holiday kickoff to our Outgunned Adventure campaign. Because you can't have a new adventure without a new hat. So this is something I worked closely with him, and I had a hat that has gone into disarray. It is completely disheveled and busted and has seen plenty of adventures. So now look at this. Ooh, my goodness. I have no idea what to expect in this.
Do you want some
And
help?
you guys are all witnessing it. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Move the box.
It's like Ark of the Covenant here. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was your previous hat also
No, this my old hat was like some Amazon no good. This was like I wear my hat pretty much every day, and this was one that was encouraged. I was encouraged to get a good hat, so lo and behold, I went with this one.
Look at that.
Made to measure, built to last. The Adventure Built Hat Company. Adventure Built. Interesting. I just generally call them adventure hats because that's what I've called my hat all the time.
Angle on the logo to get that nice definition.
That is a sight of adventure for sure. Look at this.
What an occasion.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. That's what I wanted to
Yeah.
share with you guys. And look, is this handle? Oh, no, I don't wanna pull that.
It goes below it. You gotta pull it,
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
is it like a handle that I can carry this whole box with?
The side, I guess it is.
and you pull it.
Yeah, yes. Let's see. Okay. Whoa, look at this, huh?
Right, let's see the inside. What's
I know.
in here? What does
This-
it say?
It's so
That box is
primo.
expensive.
Sarah's Hat Boxes. Made in New Hampshire.
Ah,
That's close by here. I believe John Penman's on the West Coast. sarahshatboxes.com. There you go.
Now we know where to go if we need a hat box.
Yeah.
Makes me want to wear the box.
Drive up to New Hampshire. All right, look at this.
you can.
It's in a crown and everything. My goodness. Here we go.
Okay, Indy.
Dude, this is like a childhood dream right here. Look at this hat.
Beautiful hat.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Do we want to get the box out to have a higher contrast?
Yeah,
Too bright?
let's go. Made to measure, built to last. Look at this in here. Wow. Oh, this is a hat, huh?
I feel like you don't even want to wear that. It's like so pristine. It's like
Yeah,
a cake.
but at the
Like,
same
you don't wanna
time,
cut
I
into
want to
it.
wear it and beat it to death in terms of
Have adventures.
having adventures.
It's built to last.
Exactly. And I was told not to do this because this is how my other hat broke.
Oh.
I think I have to grab it here.
Oh. But maybe that's part of having the adventure. Is breaking the rule.
Yeah, it's breaking the rule. Well, I'm gonna want to switch this up a bit because there's only one way to don this hat, and that's to the theme song that came with the Outgunned Adventure. So we're about to embark on a new adventure, guys, and this hat is gonna don our new adventure. What do you think?
I love it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm not alone, though. I need companions on my adventures. What did you guys bring to the table to start our new adventure? I told everyone to bring an adventure accessory, a hat, or a piece of equipment. Welcome to the table, guys. Kicking off our Outgunned Adventure. What do you think? What did you bring, Errol?
All right, I've got my adventure vest filled with many pockets and supplies for all manner of survival and mischief.
Mm-hmm.
And I also brought my own hat, much less prestigious and
Forget this thing. Give me that.
which I sometimes wear in rain catcher mode in case I'm feeling thirsty.
Interesting.
I always have a drink ready.
Interesting. I didn't know it had that capability.
That's right.
You
It's
look
very advanced.
so cool.
Thanks.
So cool.
Yeah, give me a fishing pole.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for anything, guys.
I love a vest, and I love a vest with pockets, so that is something I would keep my eye on. Tell us about the history of this vest.
Oh, okay. So actually, this I think was my dad's photography vest when he used to do field photography and editorial work. And this is OG Banana Republic from like
No.
whenever they started, when it was actually like safari outdoor stuff.
Vintage.
That's
Yes,
incredible.
and it says "Made in Hong Kong" on the label, so that's a throwback. So there we go.
That's a wonderful piece of adventure equipment. A hat fits you well. This hat fits me well. I have the biggest head, so having a custom built hat for me is truly amazing. The last hat I had, I couldn't believe fit my dome. And I always love to see people wearing snug hats because it always amazes me that they have snugly fit hats. Mark, what was your accessory? What did you bring?
So my accessory would be the scarf. You know, for a cold, cruel world, it came from across the sea and into my hands, and every day that I wear it, it brings fond memories of the one who gave it to me. Are those true? Is it part of a backstory? Who really knows? But I mean, all things to be revealed in due time.
That's a wonderful, especially during this time in which we are deep within the winter season. I think today is actually one of the coldest days, like sub 20 degrees. So it's very apt that you're wearing that. I don't know if our adventure is going to go to the frosty. No, actually, I think there is some frosty domains within our adventure that we're going to play. Fall of Atlantis. We'll get to this in a second. Ren, what did you bring?
All right, so I brought my Lord of the Rings map scarf. Lord of the Rings has always been sort of like my nerdy thing. For most of my, like in 7th grade, I taught myself Elvish. That's how into it I was. I started with Silmarillion, which is not really where people start. And then I went through The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings. But since then, for about, I want to say, close to 10 years after that, every summer I would reread the whole series because I just loved it so much, and I didn't have friends. So, but I also brought my sword earrings, which are right here. They're very long. And then I'm not wearing it now, but it is my very cool leather jacket, but it is far too hot for me to wear that and the scarf. So
Nice. So the leather jacket is part of the adventure accessories.
yes.
I was going to say, 'cause that's very durable.
And my map notebook.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For our Outgunned Adventure game. Yeah, it's always great to see what people bring because I think it brings out certain character aspects and certain qualities of our respective character sheets. You know, Errol, I feel, is very utilitarian. Mark is kind of stylish, and you're just up for adventure with everything that you brought. So I think it's a great compliment to this hat. You know, I want to thank John as well for making this hat. I just feels very comfortable on my head. The size fits great. I've only started wearing hats since I grew my hair out. They've acted as headbands, so this has been like the best sort of headband in my life. And glad to have a new hat for our adventure ahead. And so with that, I wanted to talk about Outgunned Adventure. This is a new role-playing game that we wanted to bring to the table we have an empty seat here, which hopefully will be filled by one of our friends who will join us on this adventure. The mission that I want to play is The Fall of Atlantis, published by two little mice who made the role-playing game as well. But I figured we would go around and talk about the various aspects of the character-making process. I have some cards here that were involved in the game, and they allow us to see various aspects of the character-making process. I'm just curious to see what might jump out at you. The professor, the technician, the scoundrel, the heart, the captain. I'm not going to hold you to anything, but we can just see where your mind wanders and your eye drifts towards. And then to complement all of this is going to be a trope.
Are the tropes secret?
No.
Or we know what they are?
We know what they are, but
okay.
we'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Can we spin them around so we can see
Sure, yeah.
on our end? So maybe if we go back to...
Showing some table views here. We're trying out different tech here at our table. And this is sort of our end-of-year holiday hang as we try to aim for the new year.
We're spinning them around. So
Yeah, I'm just showing
get a
off
better
some
look.
here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I don't know.
Do you want the printable version?
I'm just going to go off vibes.
Yeah, we're just going off
Vibrations.
going off art, going off the title, and obviously we can flip them over and see a little bit more. It starts to get into the mechanics of them all. To get your mind wandering as well. I love a good character sheet. I think a character sheet speaks a lot about a game because it's basically like user input, your heads-up display. It communicates a lot of what you should be thinking about and looking at. So these are our adventure passports. We're going to be making passports for our adventurers. So you guys can go ahead and look those over, especially Mark, you haven't played this before. Errol and I did just a little goofy one-shot where we just were rolling dice and, consulting the book and just figuring out how the general game mechanics worked.
Right, could you pass me the scoundrel, please?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go for the scoundrel maybe with that rascally scarf.
I was thinking that. I was trying not to be in trouble myself and pick the Guardian, which, go figure, I was like...
Would that be your...
Oh, I was thinking of the star. I did not want the heart or the guardian because I feel like same thing with it. Like I always end up playing a paladin or some sort of babysitter, and I would like to be the one babysat.
Oh, okay.
I also watched Jungle Cruise and
the original or the remake?
The remake.
Okay, live action.
Surprisingly good, honestly. And I just really like the character of this person who's completely out of their element, who's just kind of there and is like, I don't like any of this.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that.
I actually was thinking like biologist with this like whole thing. But I feel like that doesn't necessarily play. Like I don't want to be the professor because that is like close to like Indiana Jones kind of. I don't know.
Depends on how you make it.
I guess.
I would say Indiana Jones probably closer to the Daredevil.
Oh, you think so?
I think so, because he's like going out there,
Yeah, it's like he is a professor, but is he professorial? Yeah, he teaches and stuff, but like what is his core character? Yeah, that's a good point. What do you say, the Daredevil?
Yeah, I would say he's more the Daredevil. Professor.
That's a great like analysis.
Professor is like Evelyn in The Mummy.
Oh, okay.
Where she's like the librarian. I had also thought about the technician because I love the character of Mrs. Packer in Atlantis, where she's the old woman who's just constantly talking to her friend on the radio, and like she doesn't. It's like she's an old woman. It doesn't seem like she does a lot, but then you realize that they are in a lost civilization, and she is still gossiping with her friend on the radio. So somehow she's able to make that connection, and I love that understated talent kind of a thing that she just uses for her own personal stuff. Like she could not care less about the mission, but like gossiping with her friend, that's what's important.
So
That does seem pretty fun.
These characters, the character concept is great. Are we a bunch of adventurers working together, or are we a bunch of misfits that happen to find themselves on an adventure? These are broad concepts. We could go one way or another. I just want to have a conversation about that.
I feel like the story framing would determine that. Maybe, or I don't know. It could be both. It could be like a couple already working together, and then people join in. I don't know.
So I feel like because I kind of want to play the star, but in that I feel like there's usually some sort of wealthy patron that supplies that says like I need you to get this thing for me, and like we're the team that goes in. So I like the idea of having to not necessarily wanting to go on the mission, but like being kind of forced to, so that way I can make sure the assets are protected, or you know what I mean? Like it makes it
having a hook to the overall adventure. Yeah, that's obviously a great underpinning goal. Is to have like your character having a justification, whether in game or even meta game, of why they're along for this ride. But having that, you're saying you want that quality of they don't want to be here, but they're forced to by some reasoning for it. Okay.
But then that sort of goes with the whole, like, if a wealthy patron is financing this, they're going to, spare no expense, right? So they're going to find the best of the best, and we might not have worked together before. This might be our first time working together, but we have been brought here by essentially the money or the adventure, whatever our motivations may be, but yeah.
I'm inclined for myself to say the money. I mean, the scoundrel, I have a feeling that I'm reading him as a person with conflicts of interest, someone who is brought along, but of course there's always a few habits that are hard to break. Always some calls, something that speaks to him personally, maybe outside of his appointed duties. Things that might go missing, things that might go get pilfered or filched or anything of the sort. So, mostly with you guys, occasionally on my own.
I
Okay.
like that.
I'm kind of feeling like the technician might be fun because I'm not a very technical person, despite my job being tech related. But like,
That's
certainly
interesting.
as far as like
Elaborate. You don't think you're a
mechanical-
technical person?
not mechanical, certainly.
Interesting.
I mean,
So
I
you
could
think
like
this
put
is-
together a table or some chairs or whatever, but like this is like very much like sapper,
Mechanical engineering,
yeah, like demolition, like very like kind of engineer related stuff, which I am not an engineer.
Well, the technician is just a specialist, so it doesn't really matter, I think, what you're good at. It's just you are basically the only competent person.
Well, that's my
Yeah.
point. Is like
Oh, I
it's
see,
different
I
from
see.
my real life
Got it.
interests.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about radio. I'm not a mechanic at all. So that's why I'm.
Just you have your
trying
hands
this
wrapped around so much media technology and digital technology, whether that's editing or otherwise.
Yeah, right. But even
I've always
still-
considered that to be a technician
Yeah.
in a digital form, but I understand what you're saying. You're
Right.
not using a wrench and a hammer and a.
Well, even though it's my job, it doesn't mean it's my calling either. So
Interesting.
You know.
This is just a
That's
character analysis on you now.
I'd still love to see you like factor that in. I'd still like to, walk into the jungle and we have a media technician.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
right.
1936
A
media
projectionist.
technology. right.
Like, well, I can thread the film through. The thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know, but yes. So that's kind of why I'm like, ooh, I think I would like to go in like a different direction. Because I was looking at the captain, but I'm like, I don't want a leadership type of role.
You don't have to be a leadership if you're the captain. You can just be the thing is like you can just be the flyer.
yeah,
person.
like captain of a pilot essentially.
Sure, but I feel like it'll just kind of lead down that
Maybe.
thing.
Maybe.
I would kind of like start to default to that.
Sure.
and I don't want.
Yeah.
I want to basically go out of my zone. I feel like the vest is very technical. So.
I like that. Okay.
You know what? It still calls to me. Let me see the Guardian as well.
You can't escape the paladin.
Oh,
You can't.
No. I like hitting things way too much.
Maybe the trope will add a different dynamic to the character as well too. Yeah. So, action archaeologist. The quote is, "That belongs in a museum." So the obvious Indiana Jones trope. These don't have any nifty art, but we'll go ahead and put them out, I guess.
Okay. Maybe put these away for now.
We can tuck them away. Again, I'm not gonna hold you to any of this. This is just an initial conversation. Born rebel,
Can I
cold
also
and distant,
look at the captain though?
cowardly lion, detestable bastard,
Detestable.
detestable, sorry, dreamer, flying steamroller.
Roller.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that just
It's
a flying
great.
steamroller?
No, their quote is like, "If it's got wings, I can crash it," and I'm just like, "Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I want to be the mess
Gentle
this time."
giant, indisposable rogue, parental figure,
Whoa.
proper gentleman lady, reluctant hero,
No, not this time.
salty dog,
Salty Dog.
wild at heart.
I feel like Salty Dog is calling my name. Hey, check this out. The sea gives, the sea takes. Nah.
Does it have to
Sea.
be sea related?
You spent
Can
your
I-
life at sea. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
me, the proper gentleman.
Which one?
Proper gentleman / lady.
Let me see that Komatsu in first class flight. Come on.
The flying steamroller.
Let's go.
Yeah, so these have obviously if we were to flip our character sheets for a second, or the class cards, see it starts adding all of these abilities to your character sheet here. And in this game, we roll dice pools. These nifty dice, that I have here, the nice adventure symbol dice. We're looking for multiples of a kind, be it 3, 4, or 5. So the more you have in a skill, I think everything starts with 2. If you open up your little passport
Thank you.
there.
Check out the dreamer here. The world awaits.
I wouldn't want to look too much on the mechanics side of things, but maybe it is somewhat of an inspiration to say, oh, this, I'm going all brawn, and this flying steamroller is all brawn or whatever. But I would rather you think about the narrative and then see what it forces onto your character sheets.
Well, it's a very Italian team that made this, I guess.
Yeah, it is an Italian-based production company.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What
They
made you
pu-
say that?
All the Italian names.
Oh, I see.
They publish everything in English and Italian.
Yeah.
not just Outgunned, the Outgunned franchise, but the Household franchise as well.
Yeah. So if we were to look over here, your skills here, brawn, and then underneath brawn are a bunch of skills. So you might roll a brawn endure roll, and depending on how many little dots you have there is the number of dice you would roll.
So do we fill that in?
If we start making these characters and you want to, I guess we can. If you're really committing to it, I don't know how these pencils are gonna work.
I mean, I don't know.
We can always wait and do it later.
But I mean, do we all start with the same ones? Like, are all the passports?
Yes,
blank?
yes,
Oh, I
yes,
see.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm just pointing out that like you start with 3 in everything, 2 for the main skill and 1 for the sub skill.
Right.
But then your
That's the base.
your class and trope will add on top of that.
Okay.
And your age, if you're a child, an adult, or an old adventurer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I like the Captain Flying Steamroller character with like if I'm a child, because then you're just this little kid with the plane, and I would like to be the mess for once.
Are you like Howard Hughes, like bastard child, and you just like stole all of Howard Hughes' planes?
Honestly, thank you. Maybe.
Yeah, the Lindbergh baby didn't die. They just went off and found their
Went on an
somewhere else.
adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, alternative 1936. Some of this stuff is predicated on a real world
36?
adventure type.
Yeah, there you go.
You could be.
Yeah.
Lindbergh, some Howard Hughes. Okay.
I'm not super interested in
If you want
dialing
Flying
in on
Steamroller,
real
feel free
world
to take
history and politics, but I think it's going to be unavoidable, and I'm sure we'll have some real history lessons in my prep. But that's just sort of a heads up with this type of gaming world as well too.
I did research a bunch of like the fashion and the like looks of the 1930s.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like, well, because of the Great Depression, they didn't have a lot. And then I was
Right.
like, okay, well, now let's dive into that. And then I was
Yeah.
up till 2 a.m.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to like that type of scope of research, but I don't want to marry myself to it in terms of like having to deliver the factual information. I like the fantasy aspect of role-playing games, so I think this will be a nice way to marry the two, but don't hold me to the history.
Yeah, we can have some fanciful technology that maybe, what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Very like, magical fantasy, but at the same time grounded in our world as we have known it, but not totally factual in terms of the technology or the sites or wherever. Especially since
Choose
Fall of
you for
Atlantis,
once,
it's almost mythological.
Yeah.
Do you want
Did you give up the Guardian, Mark?
Sorry?
Did you give up the Guardian?
I think so. I think I'm gonna try to challenge myself a little bit. I don't particularly find myself to be much of a scoundrel, but maybe I can bring one out for a few nights a week.
You could be a detestable bastard, too.
I'm already that. So.
Okay.
That's a good option.
What's that one? Indispensable rogue.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good mix.
I think I gotta go with the star. I do.
Hey, follow your heart.
Colby.
You're gonna be like Shirley Temple, a child star.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I was thinking more like, okay, like the general vibe of Jonathan from The Mummy, the brother, where he's
Yep.
very much like he's golfing everywhere.
Like a dandy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like he, I think, is more of like he wants money. He has this whole thing going, whereas I'm just kind of here. I don't want to be here. Adventure's not necessarily for me.
Maybe the money
But-
like attached you to keep an eye on us.
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Oh. Well, maybe I can be a parent figure.
Yeah, we.
Parental scoundrel.
A parental scoundrel.
Oh, a thief with a heart of gold.
Okay. Oh, her. It's a her child or he child or your character.
Oh,
Not a child.
not a
anymore, right?
child.
No.
No, that was going to be the captain.
Oh,
I think
okay.
she's a regular adult.
Okay. So no, we're no longer dealing with a child
Okay,
here.
so maybe this goes back up there.
Were you gonna be the That's why I was asking. Were you gonna be the parental figure to this child star
I mean, that was an
or a child
interesting
captain or
topic.
whatever? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's just so much on the table to choose from. They really can go anyway.
But if you're the scoundrel and cold and distant, I would love the whole play of like the child and like if like you grow to be a parent figure, but then you don't have the parental figure. So like I don't know.
Can we swap halfway through the adventure?
We do
evolve
lemon law,
tropes?
type of stuff where it's like if you're playing, we play a session or two, and you're like, I don't like how this works. We could switch it out.
I feel like
I'm
we
open
should
to it.
evolve, actually.
Sure.
I
As
was
the
gonna say, I
movie
like
goes
that.
on,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
We
Okay.
are actually learning and changing.
I like
Because that's
that.
the character development.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
the people are here for.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. We're here for the adventure, for the story. That's sort of what I'm stumbling towards. Is like the framing and the underlying foundation is critical before we even kick off the adventure. So that's why it's like, are there party dynamics? Are there pre-built relationships going into this? That's what I'm gonna keep prodding at as we slowly flesh this stuff out.
Maybe you guys can prod, but I think the technician is going to be an outsider, just hired for the job.
So you don't know anyone.
I'm the new guy. I'm like, what's going on here?
Okay. And there's also a variable if we fill the fourth seat as well too.
I'm interested to see if maybe my thieveries put some adversarial aspects to us.
Ah,
Maybe
yeah.
it's I happen to see you were my mark waltzing down the street with a lovely design bag, and I couldn't help myself. I reached my hand in there and just try to find something, and you come home a few bills short. And it just so happens to be that there was someone who was chatting me up and, just talking about just how lovely that scarf is of yours.
Oh, I like that. I will say, I never carry cash. That's kind of a working person thing. I just go to places and they know me, and they just
checks.
No. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. No, we shop places and we just go and I just say, hey,
It's on your tab.
Yeah, and they just build a house. I don't really know what's coins. You said what's a
Coins, bills, but I mean, that easily translates into kidnapping.
I was gonna say I do have jewelry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
convertible.
would for
That's
sure
very
have
liquid.
jewelry. And I would not, I don't think I would, most of them I wouldn't notice if they went missing just because, why would I care if my Tuesday afternoon pair goes missing, But I definitely would care if it's like a family heirloom kind of piece.
Okay.
I also think like if I'm connected to the person sponsoring this, you can talk your way onto a team, especially if like I'm your mark and we're chatting,
I think this is a good opportunity to introduce Professor Casper Weilock, a wealthy Austrian.
Okay.
Perhaps there's some connection
Yeah.
with your character in terms of wealth and status.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some distance between you two, but you want to get to know him, or you're interested in getting more connected.
So
I'm open, and maybe that's a lead to you. You hear, maybe everyone knows about Professor Casper Weilock because of his status and power, but maybe you are the closest one to him, but have never met him.
Yeah.
I'm not stealing things from him. I'm just stealing the things that he stole from other organizations.
You'd at least like to get into his sphere of influence, and you see an opportunity through her somehow.
Yeah, I'm liking that lead. I'm liking that.
I think my character would be very naive to the world and would for sure fall for any con you threw her way,
I think that's fantastic. I think we can have a parasitic relationship.
Nice.
I give you attention, and then I take a jewel off your wrist. You don't notice, and we repeat this a few times.
Nice. Yeah. And she
Yeah.
brings you to highfalutin parties. You pick up new
Yes.
marks. All these certain things give you a benefit for being around her.
Yep. And if we wanted to add the conflict, you'd say, "Oh, I go a step too far. I steal an actual family heirloom."
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, we have a few options.
I think
So eventually there would be a point, like a boiling point, where the mission at foot, the adventure at hand, erupts, and you all find yourself at the precipice of that. We're just loosely sketching all this out, but you can imagine this snowballing type of aspect, and I guess there would be someone coming in inserted.
All right, I guess perhaps the professor, maybe if he's instigating this operation, he kind of sees these two, and being a pretty smart and wise type of gentleman, maybe thinks that they need someone to hold the operation together and keep it on the rails, maybe literally, with some technical skills. So that's probably where the very optimistic dreamer technician would come in.
Earl, I thought you didn't want to be the leader in this adventure.
No, I'm not. I think it would just be kind of the
He's not leading, he's pushing from behind.
making sure it just like happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
I feel like you guys are going to be rushing to get the treasure or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
civilization.
what are deep-seated desires, wants, goals that your characters would strive for?
I think, on the surface, my character, is a proper lady. She doesn't get her hands dirty. She doesn't do any of this stuff. But she's lived her whole life in sort of a sheltered, very upper echelon kind of world. And so this piques some sort of curiosity for her. Like, what is out there besides what's going on here? I think there's not as much, there aren't as many opportunities for adventure and adrenaline in a fancy household being, just some fancy lord's wife, right? So I think she, deep underneath, wants a little bit of it. And that's why she would agree to go on this. Because I think there's probably enough star power in her, like with a family name. Like maybe she doesn't know the professor, right? Like per se, but maybe he sort of knows her family's name, knows that they're well respected and can open up doors. And so she's, she doesn't have to do it, but at the same time she's like, I guess as a favor from my family to your, kind of a thing.
What would be the inciting reason to want to go on an adventure and related to your goal?
I think she secretly, deep down, just really wants to get in a fight. I think, again, the proper lady kind of a thing. Yeah, she just wants to hit someone.
Okay. Nice.
And, that's her secret goal.
Okay.
That maybe she doesn't...
Does she have the confidence to do it, or is it just a desire that...
It's just a desire.
It's just a... Okay. So by going on this adventure, she sees the opportunity to get closer to the Wylock or the professor himself, elevating her family's, or her status or her family status to that of the Wylocks, and looking for a fight along the way.
Yeah.
Am I right in summarizing like that?
I think so. I think she would run in a different circle than the professor. Maybe her family is more in mercantile stuff or land ownership kind of a thing.
Money,
yeah.
Money.
And then, he's maybe he has an inn somewhere that her family wants to get in on.
Antiquities and lost objects, rare artifacts, obscure knowledge, that type of stuff.
Which is a mark, I think, of old money, and especially if she's new money.
Yeah, I like that. New money, right?
Yeah.
Right. Being this industrial money. I like that. That's cool. Okay. Scoundrel.
So, he has a history of trying to make money the honest way. He never really came from much, but he was always in contact with these highfalutin types, and they had no regard for him whatsoever. They were cruel and harsh and vicious to him, and that put a pressure deep in his heart to be like them so that he could never be victimized by that class of people ever again. And that's why he's, trying to make his way by siphon goods and wealth that isn't necessarily his own. And he sees this as an extension of that because he wants in on this, so he will never be victimized by them ever again. And by joining this adventure, by joining this expedition, it's just another accessory to the lifestyle. I mean, this is, of course, what the upper crust does, right? They, of course, go on these fantastic missions, and they bring back artifacts, usually rich and replete with gold and jewels, and not only does it give them a physical wealth, but it gives them a prestige that will finally be his, that no one will ever be able to take away from him ever again.
So that's your goal, is to climb out of the muck that you once have found yourself in growing up. Yeah.
And it's all coming from deep-seated pain of being victimized by those people. So he wants to be them so he can never be under them ever again.
So you must see this opportunity when you hear about the Wylocks through the star, through the connections with her, and did you see this as an opportunity for the biggest payoff of your life?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like, what did he do? Why is he getting all of this attention? I can make use of some of that.
What's at stake if the scoundrel fails?
If the scoundrel fails, I mean, everything that he's built so far has been built on lies and thievery.
Right,
there are
yeah.
people
so the truth will come out.
The truth will come out. Everyone's been watching. I'm sure that even as oblivious as the star is, if she takes just one slight peek behind the curtain,
Yeah.
the curtain's for him.
And if he falls short of grasping the legendary artifact or whatever, that highfalutin item that you're desiring, if you don't end up with it in your hands, the truth comes out and you do not have that treasure to justify your actions to that point.
Yes.
Gotcha. Technician.
Well, just to keep it very simple, a mechanic with years of experience who has a boundless optimism and desire to just hold the world together like an old engine on its last legs. And that's about all we know about the technician for now.
And so what's his concern? What's his fear? What's the reason for the adventure?
Well, I'd like to maybe let that trickle out.
Okay, I guess then at the very least, the reason for the adventure is because Professor Wylock put you in motion.
Yes, he's
that,
been
that
hired.
could be as blunt.
Immediately,
like that,
yes,
right.
he's been hired. But what motivates him? Why is he so driven to repair things and hold them together? Well, I don't know.
Okay, so we have a loose assembly of characters here, a rough framing of the goals and desires, the overall perspective wrapped around this Professor Wylock. Any other thoughts or questions from you guys regarding this Outgunned Adventure that we're going to undertake in 2026?
When can we get started?
Yeah, when can we get started? Well, as soon as we can work on the greatest enemy ever, and that's scheduling this thing and everyone's time and getting everyone involved. I'm going to work on framing it. I just think the adventure will kick off in the frozen expanse of Greenland. Ooh. Yeah.
So we'll need this scarf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe there'll be some preamble that we'll cut back to and flash back to and kind of use roughly what we've determined here, but you can imagine a frozen landscape in the tundra of Greenland. That sounds like an adventure for another day. So we will see when this campaign kicks off, and I'm looking forward to playing with you guys. See you then.
See you in 2026.
2026.
Sweet.
Very nice.